in the following questions, the symbols at the rate, copyright, star or asterisk as it is called, dollar and percentage are used with the following meanings as illustrated below. Our first step here is to understand the meaning of each of the symbols, right? Let's quickly look at that. P star Q. P star Q means P is neither smaller than nor equal to Q. Now, what do you mean by neither smaller than nor equal to? You very well know that when you compare two variables, there are only three results possible, right? Let's say you're comparing two values A and B. What are the possible results? A can be more than B, A can be less than B, or A can be equal to B. These are the only three results possible. Now, if you look at the first statement here, it says P star Q means P is neither smaller nor equal. So, if it is not smaller and not even equal, the only possibility is it is greater. So, I can say this meaning of star here is greater, right? This means greater. Star or asterisk there is greater. Fine. Look at second one, copyright. P copyright Q means P is neither greater nor equal. So, it's not greater, it's not equal. It is smaller. So, copyright, wherever you see this, it can be understood that this is smaller or less than. Then at the rate, P at the rate B means P is not greater than Q. Not greater means what? It can be smaller or equal. Both are possible, right? Just be careful. It can be smaller or equal. So, at the rate means it is less than or equal. Less than or equal. Then percentage Q. Percentage Q means what? P is not smaller. Not smaller means it can be greater or equal, right? So, percentage means greater. It is greater or equal. And the last one, and it's obvious, after looking at these four, we can say the last one is going to be equal to. P dollar Q means what? P is neither smaller nor greater. So, neither smaller nor greater means equal to. So, dollar means equality, right? So, these are the meanings. Star is greater than, then copyright is less than, at the rate is less than or equal to, percentage is greater than or equal to, and dollar is equal to. So, that's the first step, which would take about what, 15 seconds, not more than that, right? So, understand the meaning. Then look at the questions. Now, it says in each of the following questions, assuming the given statements to be true, find out which of the two conclusions, conclusion number 1 and 2 given below them are definitely true. Which of the conclusions are definitely true, right? And our answer will be option 1 if only conclusion 1 is true, option 2 if only conclusion 2 is true, option 3 if either 1 or 2, option 4 neither 1 or 2, option 5 both 1 or 2, right? So, both 1 and 2. So, that's the 5 options fixed over there. So, question number 1, let's look at question number 1. Statements. What are the given statements, right? Now, there are three statements here. H at the rate K. H at the rate is what? Less than. So, H less than or equal to K. We'll try to connect them. Then next statement here is K percentage D. Percentage is what? Greater than or equal to. So, K greater than or equal to D. And the last one here is D dollar B. What is dollar? Dollar is equal to. So, D is equal to B. Now, if I try to connect these statements, right? Try to connect them. These are three smaller parts. We'll connect them and get one in equation. So, what do you get? H less than or equal to K greater than or equal to D equals to B, right? Just connect them. So, K less than or greater than or equal to D, H less than or equal to K, D is equal to B. And now look at the conclusions. There are two conclusions. Conclusion number 1 and conclusion number 2. What is conclusion 1? H at the rate B. H at the rate B. At the rate is what? Less than or equal to. H less than or equal to B. And second one, B at the rate K. B at the rate again is what? Less than or equal to K. Yes or no? Now, what do we need to do? Find out which of these conclusions follow the given statement. This is the statement that we have, right? This is the statement. Our job here is to understand which of these conclusions follow the given statement. Statement is always considered to be true, right? Don't worry about this. Is it true or not? It is true. The given information is always correct. Conclusions are right or not. Do the conclusions follow or not is what we need to do here, is what we need to check. First one, H less than or equal to B. H less than or equal to B. Look at this H and B. In between we have got less than equal to, greater than equal to. Now, these are dissimilar inequalities. Yes or no? Less than and greater than are dissimilar inequalities. And as per rule number 3, the golden rule number 3 of coded inequalities, you very well know that The moment you find dissimilar inequalities, the two variables cannot be compared. H and D cannot be compared because there are dissimilar inequalities in between them, right? And what does it mean when we say cannot be compared? H may be less than B, H may be more than B, or equal to B. Any of these three is possible. What is given here? Less than or equal to. No, it can be greater also. So that is the reason this is wrong. This is not a conclusion, right? Conclusion must be definitely true. Look at second one. B less than or equal to K. B less than or equal to K. Look at this part now. B and K. We know that D is equal to B. So these two can be interchanged. I can write D in place of B or B in place of D as per my requirement. Both of them are equal. If D is 7.8, B also is 7.8. No doubt about that. If you look at this part, what do we know? D less than or equal to K. Actually, K is greater than or equal to D, which means D less than or equal to K. D is less than or equal to K. And we very well know that D is equal to B. So can I say B is less than or equal to K? Yes. B is less than or equal to K. B is less than or equal to K, and that's what is given in the conclusion here. So I can now conclude that conclusion number 2 is correct. It follows the given statement. As simple as that. You get 1 mark in less than 10 seconds. Because I'm explaining it all, it takes so much of time. Otherwise, just look at them and you get your answer. And let me tell you, friends, in fact, writing all these steps is also not required. If you're really thorough with the concept here, with the rules, and you have done some amount of practice with the questions, you can answer these questions without even writing all these steps, right? Just look at the inequalities and try to compare them. You will definitely be able to answer it, right? That's what I do when I actually have to check the answers, right? I don't write all these steps. I don't convert, right? Without converting, just look at the symbols in between, try to understand the meaning, and you will be able to mark the answer. But let me also add that it would take some time. You cannot do it in the on the first day, right? First practice this, get thorough with it, and then I'm sure you'll be able to answer without writing all these steps, and you'll save a lot of time there.